The excitement of Arizona high school lacrosse is addictive. The Arizona Lacrosse League invites you to watch, support, and play lacrosse. It's one of the fastest growing sports, and the action and excitement will keep you coming back. To join a team in your area or to find out about a game in your area, go to ArizonaLacrosseLeague.com. Auto Glass Perfection is locally owned and operated and a proud sponsor of the Arizona Lacrosse League. For over 15 years, Auto Glass Perfection's passion is glass. Their focus is on your satisfaction and safety. Call 602-953-7876, or you can go to their website for more at agperfection.com. We're coming to you from Tempe, Arizona, home of the Corona del Sol Aztecs. They're coming in here trying to even up their record at 2 wins apiece, but they're going up against a team that has won 2 of their first 3 games, the Notre Dame Saints. Arizona Lacrosse League action coming up next on APN. The Arizona Lacrosse League coming to you from Haskell Henshaw Stadium on the campus of Corona del Sol High School. It's our Arizona Lacrosse League game of the week on APN as the Saints of Notre Dame take on Corona del Sol. The Saints coming in with a record of 2-1, coming off a 12-4 season a year ago. They lost to Mountain Point last week, 12-9. Doug Lipsky, the head coach, in his second year. He's done a great job over here, taking over a 2-win team a couple of seasons ago. And, of course, they are led by some very talented player, Hunter Kresick, who leads the team in ground balls this year, one of the midfielders, outstanding in face-off. And, of course, Spencer Stanton, 106 goals last year, leads the offense. The Aztecs coming off a 9-5 season, 10-4 the year before that, but just 1 win, 2 losses this year. Greg Botto, the head coach of this team, and led by one of the top defensive players in the state, returning all-star player Rhett Butters, and he'll lead the defense. And there's not too many better than the New York native Jacob Patterson on offense. So 2 quality programs going head-to-head tonight. It's Notre Dame and Corona on APN Sports. Reserve your next sporting event today with APN Video Sports. Call 623-936-5585 or go to our website at apnvideo.com. Our athlete recruitment films have paved the way to over $35 million in scholarship offers. Today's game is being brought to you by the Arizona Lacrosse League and our Encore Gamecast. Go to ArizonaLacrosseLeague.com for more. Jeff Lowry back here at Tempe's Corona del Sol High School. You get a look at the team captains as we get set to go here. Corona 9-5 a year ago. They come in here with a record of 1 win, 2 losses. Notre Dame 2-1. They're coming off a 12-4 season this year. Luke Moreau, Rhett Butters, Sean Daly, the team captains out there for the Orange. And the 2 team captains for Notre Dame, Daniel Francis, and number 13, Sadi Aliyah. He's a junior. So the goalies head to their respective nets. And we're ready for some Arizona lacrosse action here, high school version. And the opening face-off as we see who gains the first possession of the game, and it's still an unsettled ball. And Corona will finally corral it, and this contest is underway. The Aztecs, they have lost 2 of their first 3 games. They defeated Glendale 11-9 to get their first win of the year, but the 2 teams they lost to, arguably 2 of the top 3 or 4 teams in the state. They lost 9-8 to Gilbert and just 10-5 to Brophy. So you figure this team's going to be around for quite some time in the playoff picture here this season. On the other side, The team in purple and the gold, Notre Dame Saints, came out with victories over the Vipers 15-14. They defeated Pinnacle 6-5. And then their last game, which has been quite about a week and a half ago, they lost to Mountain Point at Kiefer Stadium. 12-9 was the final score in that one. Notre Dame's next game will be against number 1 ranked Desert Vista on their new facility at Notre Dame Prep up in North Scottsdale. And that game will be played on Saturday afternoon or Saturday morning while Corona has the West Valley Wolves. We're scoreless here in the first. Our Arizona game of the week here on the Arizona Lacrosse League Network. And an outstanding job by Butters, who slipped on into up there in the midfield and gets the takeaway for the Corona del Sol Aztecs. Horvath creating, and the shot came from the right side, and it was denied by the goalie. Mike Scragg, the junior goalie, between the pipes here for the Notre Dame Saints. We're scoreless first quarter action. Ryan Henson, the freshman, is the goalie for the Corona del Sol Aztecs on the other side, and he has saved nearly 60% of the shots against so far this year. Taken away in the midfield, and Notre Dame comes down in transition in a scoreless tie. Excellent job by Daniel Francis, one of the team captains and one of the team leaders in ground balls. Last year, Spencer Stanton, as a sophomore, scored 106 points. He wears number 11, and he is working out of X. Has it taken away for the moment. And I'll tell you what, when you go up against number 34, you're going up against some size and strength, athleticism. Here's a shot taken by Notre Dame, and it's going to be a little wide to the right. Stanton out of X. Work it over to Will Lynch. First period action. Notre Dame nothing. Corona likewise. When you look at the common opponent, both teams playing Glendale, both coming out on the winning end, but only by a combined total of 3 points. In fact, the Vipers took Notre Dame in their first game of the year at home to overtime. And you figure, I guess, with the common opponent there, this should make for a pretty close game here tonight. Maybe a slight advantage to the home team, Corona, because they're playing at home and they beat that common opponent by 2 points, where it took Notre Dame overtime and a 1-point victory. 8:16 on the clock. Notre Dame will retain the possession here in the first period. Good, solid defense. Good check there, and now the flag comes in, and a free shot coming up here. No, the ball came loose, and this will go against Butters. And that was a slash. So that comes at the 8:04 mark here in the first period. As we await the game's first goal, and now a man-up situation for Notre Dame. Led by Doug Lipska, Mark Siegel, and Matt Tisch. I'm not sure if I said his last name correctly. The assistants for Notre Dame. And our first score of the game belongs to Will Cunnington. So Cunnington scoring here for Notre Dame at the 7:46 mark, and it's 1-0. Cunnington on an assist from Lynch. Will Lynch, one of the key competitors on this team, who is second in scoring and picks up his 5th assist of the year for Notre Dame. Corona gets the second face-off win in 2 tries. The defense of Notre Dame, led by Pierce Swanson. Only a sophomore. He wears number 23. Number 24 is Will Siemens. And this is going to turn things over to Notre Dame. So a good job on the defensive half. Well, the key here today is going to be the team that wins that first-time ground ball the most. That essentially will be One of the keys, though, take it a little further if you're Notre Dame and you're on the defensive end. Obviously, number 17, we highlighted Jacob Patterson before the game. Returning All-Star. He was among the state's leaders in scoring. He's third all-time in Corona scoring behind his brother and Garrett Howe, who had a monster career here at Corona. And good chance that Jacob, with 2 years left, will be, and he probably will be, the all-time scorer, barring injury. Notre Dame with the ball and a one-goal lead here, 1-0. Playing in a man-up situation, the second slashing penalty against Corona here in the first. And the shot wasn't quite as close as Will Lynch wanted. First goal that they score was in a man-up situation. But I think one of the keys for Notre Dame is going to be pushing Patterson to that away from his dominant left hand. And we'll see how they do here today on defense against number 17 in the orange. Coming up on 20 seconds left here in the penalty. And a backdoor cut. It was a good look, good idea by Will Lynch. Couldn't hook up with his intended mark. And now Cunnington, who scored the first goal of the game, will reset it here for Notre Dame. Full strength, both teams, 6-on-6 here, and now going to work is Stanton, who comes in here with a club-high 15 points. Trying to create left of the crease, looking out front. He's picked up there defensively by Colin Brown. He gets around him, and it's a beautiful save turned in by the goalkeeper that time and Ryan Henshaw, who is only a freshman but brings some size and width between the pipes here, and Corona will gain the possession here as they trail 1-0 here in the first. Halfway through quarter number one, and a nice lead pass up ahead. Not sure who number 55 is. There's a few names. I think there's been a few changes to their roster. We'll give you the names and the numbers of those players that we have. Corona trying to set up now as they move out of X. There's a flag down on the play, as you can see. Going to a little wider shot this week than we normally do. Here's a shot, and corralled nicely by Scragg, the outstanding goalie. And we're going to get an illegal body check here. Unreleasable going against Notre Dame. So that will put Corona in a man-up situation. Two-minute non-releasable, and now the Aztecs with a golden opportunity to make some points up here. 27. Watch 27, Jared Duvall. Outstanding junior player. Duvall very fast. He's almost a version of Gelfie as that top shelf shot goes, and well, the Aztecs are on the board for the first time. 19 getting on the scoreboard with 4:24 left to play, and Colton Sauerland. And according to the statistics on the website, that is his first goal of the year. And give credit to number 39 on the assist, Josh Lundine. They battle for the face-off possession, and Notre Dame, could they get it? They tried to scoop it up there, and Notre Dame will have it. I don't know if that's considered a face-off win, but it's a possession coming off the face-off, and that works the same way. Ryan Swanger. And we'll look for number 13 of this Notre Dame team to get a lot of ground balls today. Cunnington scoring for Notre Dame at the 7:46 mark, getting an assist from Lynch in a man-up situation for Notre Dame. Took a 1-0 lead just moments ago. Sauerland from Lundine for Corona tied it up at one apiece as we approach the 3.5-minute mark here in quarter number one. Strong defense on the far side. We're going to get a timeout, stop and play here, quarter number one. 3:22 on the clock, and the Aztecs with a 1-1 ball game as we get a quick start here to start things. 1-1 tie. Flag is down. I think an illegal substitution is going to be the call. And this will give Notre Dame another man-up situation. Jeff Lowry from Corona del Sol High School. We got Andrew Stevens high atop in our camera well at the top of the press box here. Notre Dame trying to go up 2-1 in a man advantage situation. It was a 30-second infraction. Here's the dodge, the shoot, and the score. Stan made that look so easy. And it's 2-1 in favor of the Notre Dame Saints. That comes with 2:51, and Notre Dame with their second goal of the contest. An unassisted goal by Stanton, and the face-off belongs to Notre Dame. So the face-off possession following the face-off from X. Notre Dame 2, Corona 2. Of course, Corona led by the man who probably put this thing together many years ago, Cliff Prowse, who was the longtime head coach of this program and now the administrator of this program and one of the longtime members of the Arizona Lacrosse League. A 2-1 lead for Notre Dame here in the first. Nice move. And the shot is good. This coming with 2 minutes and 4 seconds left to go, and Stanton strikes again. His second goal of the day, and Notre Dame leads it by a score of 3-1. So Cunnington with a goal, Stanton with a pair of unassisted goals. Lynch with an assist, and that recaps the scoring here for Notre Dame. First period action. Visiting Saints with a 2-1 record, lead it by a score of 3-1. And now Duvall working out of X, and he's got tremendously quick feet, and he can create space with that tremendous speed. As the Aztecs corral it to the near side. Game time temperature 62 degrees, and we're expecting some light rain at times, intermittent rain throughout this contest. Got a light sprinkle right now, but which is making the field wet. And a flag is down. Here's the big left. Nope, they're going to vault that, and then a late hit, and that's going to be another penalty. On Patterson, who began the dodge, ill-advised play there, all coming in within a couple of seconds of one another. So you got a slash and an unnecessary roughness going against Notre Dame. The slash on Tyler Tufuri, and obviously a big-time ill-advised play by Pierce Swanson. An unnecessary roughness, so this is going to leave Notre Dame in a two-man down situation on defense. All right, we're back to live action here after the officials settle everything down. 6-on-4, and the big left by Jacob Patterson, who is off to a great start through 3 games played. He has scored 13 goals and has 6 assists. Now, I would tell you where that ranks among the state leaders, but not all the teams have put their statistics on the website. So, but I would imagine both Patterson, who takes another big left-handed shot, I would imagine that his 19 points and now Spencer Stanton with 17 points are right there in the top 5, maybe 1 and 2 for all we know. Quick shot. Well, they've gotten 3 shots in this man-up situation. The first foul should be released here. Well, they're both going to be released at the same time after 1 minute. Patterson again, and he left each of the 3 shots high. Probably a little frustrated with himself. He'll try to work this one out of X. Working around Duvall. Patterson again, and this time he blasts one through, and the cooker is hot, and Corona is within 1 at 3-2. So Patterson scoring with just 4 seconds left to play here. Credit the assist to number 3 on the assist. That was Tyler Tafari, and that is the end of the first period with the score. Visiting Notre Dame 3, Corona 2. Auto Glass Perfection is locally owned and operated and a proud sponsor of the Arizona Lacrosse League. For over 15 years, Auto Glass Perfection's passion is glass. Their focus is on your satisfaction and safety. Call 602-953-7876, or you can go to their website for more at agperfection.com. Arizona Lacrosse League Game of the Week brought to you by Auto Glass Perfection. 3-2 Notre Dame as we start quarter number 2, and a face-off win for Hunter of the Notre Dame prep team, and both teams have had 3 possessions off face-off here tonight. Well, the story so far, Spencer Stanton's 2 goals for Notre Dame, and Will Cunnington, who scored the game's first goal, accounting for the 3 goals for Notre Dame. Corona at the 4:24 mark got on the board. Sutherland from Lundeen, and then Patterson on a double man up situation scored on an assist from Tafuri. Broken up, ground ball. Outstanding job by this Corona team as that ball goes all the way down into the defensive half of the Notre Dame prep. And now the Aztecs looking to equalize, and the score is good. Well, there was no backdoor help that time, or backside help that time, and he snuck right in there and scored it at the 11:01 mark, so it's a 3-3 tie, and, well, an outstanding job by Corona, and Connor Locasio on an assist from Patterson. So Locasio's score ties it up at 3 as we are heading now to the 10:30 mark, and they're looking to take their first lead of the ball game, and that one is off one of the pipes or maybe the crossbar, and no good. Corona coming out in the orange top, black shorts, the all-purple Notre Dame Saints. 3-3 tie. Patterson going to work. He likes to back in almost like a post-up in basketball. Takes the big left hand. And the one thing you got to do with him is try to force him to that right hand, which is not his dominant hand, but Patterson's so talented as Corona on an unforced turnover, unforced play there, turns it over, and Notre Dame will have it, and they'll restart it deep inside their own territory. Now Francis. Good clear that time by the men in purple and gold. 3-3 tie. We've had 2 ties, 1 lead change so far in the contest. This is Francis. Francis working out of X. Boy, X looks really deep. Looks like that back line's really deep. Maybe it's because of our location up here high atop of Aztec Henshaw Stadium. And here's the diving shot as he split through the defense there, and I don't know if they had enough backside help, but Will Lynch has found the promised land to make it a 4-3 ball game. Our second lead change, Lynch with his second point of the day, his 8th goal to go along with 5 assists this year. Coming off the face-off is Corona, and they get the possession. Jared Duvall. He has scored 4 points this year on the strength of 3 goals and 1 assist. And now Corona settling in on their possession-style offense for the moment. Cade Kiefer bounces one up there and denied, turned away by Matt Scragg. And now the ball dislodged on the good defense by Patterson, and it'll be Corona's possession. Corona's ball. And now let's see what kind of magic he's got in that one. The one-arm pass, and it was broken up nicely by the freshman, Ryan Poteet, one of the hard-nosed players and a member of that outstanding Notre Dame freshman football team this past year. Of course, there's several players on this lacrosse team that bring that little bit of that football mentality, and apparently that Notre Dame team did extremely well. I understand that the Notre Dame girls soccer team was not national champions, they were state champions in soccer. So a lot of great sports coming out of Notre Dame, and they're hoping that they can add on to what was a 12-4 season last year. Notre Dame with a 4-3 lead. We're in the second. Solid defense applied by Rhett Butters. Up top, left hand shot corralled nicely by the goalie, and that's Ryan Henshaw, the freshman. And he quickly gets it up. I'll tell you, I've seen a couple of good freshman goalies in the last week. And Sal Point's Gabe Keller was in his first game going in hostile territory at Mountain Point. He looked pretty good last week as Sal Point won over the Pride by a final score of 13-11 right here on our Encore Gamecast, APN Sports, our website, apnvideo.com. If you'd like to reserve a game on APN Video, give us a call. Go to our website, apnvideo.com. A misdirection shot as he was moving right, then turned around, and even though he shot right, going against his body, now Patterson working out of X. And this might be a crease violation here. So Notre Dame will have the possession. Well, they thought they did. Now a long stick midfielder, Ryan Poteet. He'll work it over to Elia, a junior. Swims through the defense, couldn't free up the hands to get the shot. So now Corona. Out top. Nice head fake, and the shot no good. Cunnington. Well, the sophomore came in here with 5 goals, scored the game's first goal of the contest. And now they'll settle back in. Work it up top. Here's Will again, and this time he goes top shelf and hits the back of the net. Cunnington, has just given Notre Dame a 5-3 lead on an assist play by Lynch, who has 1 point and 1 goal and 2 assists in the game, and it's 5-3 in favor of Notre Dame visiting. So they battle for the face-off. Luke Moreau, number 30 for the Corona del Sol Aztecs, and he's the one that corrals it. They've had a slight advantage in face-off possessions here tonight. And unfortunately for Corona, well, they're going to call a timeout. They lost the possession on the far side. 6:07 left to play here in the first half of play, and it's a 5-3 advantage for the Saints. And it is still Corona's ball. So the timeout kept them in possession. And they will restart it as they bring it into their offensive half. Trying to cut into a 2-point lead, and Corey Patterson, he goes bottom shelf. Patterson's second. That's an unassisted goal, and it is now 5-4 in favor of the Notre Dame Prep Saints. This time they send out Colton Sutherland to battle Kreshik. And Corona has a 6-3 advantage in terms of face-off wins or face-off possession after a face-off. Jacob Weber, the senior, came up with the big ground ball there, coming off the face-off with his 6th ground ball of the season. So now the Aztecs look to equalize. They have trailed by as many as 2 on 2 occasions here in the first half of this contest. They trailed 3-1 in the first. They trailed 5-3, now trailing by 1 and looking to tie this thing up. And boy, what a good look there by Jacob Weber. Just couldn't find the back of the net. Corona stays in possession. They were the closest to the end line when it went out of play. Now Patterson. Patterson looking to get a screen here from Duvall. Had it broken up. That's good defense out of X. Nice job there by Viola. And now a centering pass, and it left it a little wide. Should be Notre Dame's possession, and it is. So Notre Dame, on this cold 60-degree temperature evening here in Tempe, Arizona, slight rain falling down, long clear. Saints having a tough time corralling this one, and now finally do with Daniel Francis, who leads it into the offensive half, get it into the box. And now Notre Dame setting up their offense, looking for a quick strike, and an outstanding save by the freshman Ryan Henshaw. Coming off the shot by Hunter Kreshik here in the first half. And now Corona coming down. Another opportunity to equalize. And let's see if they'll settle in on their 6-on-6 here. Fine defense there by Notre Dame's number 2, Nicholas Viola. Staying all over and marking up Patterson very well. Patterson loves to spin. He's very creative offensively. And now it's up to Nicholas Viola to stop Patterson. He'll pass it off, and I believe it might have been Matt Scragg who might have got the face on that ball and disrupted that pass. So the score remains Notre Dame 5, Corona 4. Here is Francis coming into the offensive half as he quickly gets it into the box. That's a good clear. Saints settling in. So we approach the 3-minute mark here in quarter number 2, and that shot wasn't close, but backed up on an outstanding ground ball on the weak side. Now the dodge. Here's the big left and the score. And it was Lynch. Will Lynch scores for the second time to go along with 2 assists. And just like that, Notre Dame is up 6-4. So the Saints of Notre Dame up 6-4 as they face off again. Corona has had 6 of the first 10 face-off victories. Now Francis. Notre Dame back up by 2, which ties the largest lead of the game. They have led 3-1 and 5-3 and now lead 6-4. 2.5 minutes on the clock. Second period action from Tempe's Haskell Henshaw Stadium on the campus of Corona del Sol High School. And now the build-up out front. Here they come. Looking for the big right. And he left it a little wide to the right. No good. Well, a good effort out there, but Notre Dame will get it on the restart. Looking to go up by 3, but they lose it. It looked like a blade of grass may have tripped up Sadi Aliyah. And Corona gets an outstanding ground ball there. Should get a flag for that. That was Butters on the outstanding play. And now Duvall going to work. Goes in with a diving left hand. Was he in the crease? No. You can count it. What an acrobatic shot by Duvall. And that cuts the lead back to 1 at 6-5 with 1:53 left to play here in the first half. What a tremendous play, an individual effort by Jared Duvall. Duvall picking up his 4th goal of the year. He's got 5 points in total. They battle for face-off possession, and Corona has it. Michael Bruni, the junior. (7-4) advantage out of face-off X for the Aztecs. And the Aztecs now looking to equalize a 6-5 game, and we're going to get a timeout. 1:26 left to go. You're watching the Arizona Lacrosse League on APN. 6-5 lead, and now in the man-up situation, there was a penalty on that play going against Notre Dame. Here in the second, that was a body check for 1 minute going against the Saints in the purple uniforms. So Corona trying to equalize before we reach halftime here. In a man-up situation here, 6-on-5. Settling in, good chance here for Corona. Maybe an ill-advised pass. They almost turned it over. And now they'll work it up top. And Patterson pulls the trigger and leaves it high. I'll tell you what, Notre Dame has to recognize that Patterson is not having his best game. He's missed a lot of shots here. And when they come out of halftime, and I'll tell you what, halftime usually means if they're two different games, they have to account for Patterson scoring a lot more than what he's done here. He does have 2 goals here in the first, but this is a guy who came in averaging over 6 points a game. You got to figure in the second half he's going to put up 4 or 5 points minimal, especially with your defense starting to tire in in the fourth quarter, as most teams do. Well, a diving attempt there. Boy, that was a nice effort by Spencer Stanton, and that's going to take us to halftime. We got a good one here on the Arizona Lacrosse League. 6-5 Notre Dame. Reserve your next sporting event today with APM Video Sports. Call 623-936-5585 or go to our website at apmvideo.com. Our athlete recruitment films have paved the way to over $35 million in scholarship offers. Today's game is being brought to you by the Arizona Lacrosse League and our Encore Gamecast. Go to ArizonaLacrosseLeague.com for more. Jeff Lowry back here in Tempe, and what a game we've had here in the first half. A 6-5 lead for the visiting Notre Dame Saints. Face-off wins in favor of Corona 7-4 as they try to corral the first one here to start the second half, and they do. And now they're going to give it right back to Notre Dame, so let's give them the possession after the face-off there. But a very even first half, even though Notre Dame held the lead by as many as 2 on 3 different occasions, and they have never trailed in this contest so far, as they lead at 6-5 here in quarter number 3. You look at the shots on goal, even. Both teams with 17. Ground balls, even, 16. And pretty much the same amount of saves, 9 for Corona, 8 saves in total for the Notre Dame goalie, Matt Scragg. And the freshman Ryan Henshaw has done a nice job. Actually, he had 7 saves in that first half. So the stats are pretty even, and the scoreboard as close as you can get without being tied at 6-5. And now Corona will try to get it out of their offensive half. They battle at midfield, and a big-time ground ball. Looked like that was Will Cunnington. Patterson with 2 goals in the first. giving him 21 points on the season and now 15 goals. Spencer Stanton had 2 goals early, both coming within a minute of each other in the first quarter, giving him a total of 14 goals and now 17 points on the season. Sauerland scored. Cunnington scored for Notre Dame. Slicing through and pulling the trigger. We got a whistle on the play. And this is going to go against the Aztecs. This is going to be an unnecessary roughness, and that's going to go against Daniel Zion, the junior. Daniel Zion. So this is going to put the Notre Dame Saints in a man-up situation. They took advantage of that, scoring a couple of times in the first. So the 6-on-5, the team in purple with the advantage and trying to go up by 2 for the 4th time in this contest. Working around the X. This is where Stanton is so dangerous. He pulls the trigger, and he will be denied by Henshaw. That was a pretty close-in shot attempt, and Henshaw, it's hard to believe the young man between the pipes here for Corona is a freshman. Now Patterson, who gets a handoff on Butters, who cleared it into the Corona half. And now Patterson setting up the offense, trying to equalize this bad boy at 6 apiece. His team down 6-5. Working left of the crease, and you know he's going to draw that double team. Tried to backdoor that on the pass. Corralled out front nicely. Good backup there by Corona. Ryan Budgett, the junior. Now over to Duvall. He has a score already and broken up. Excellent defense by Brant Sapp, the senior. And now the Saints with an opportunity, and they turn it over. And a lot of space on the right side of the crease. Duvall pulls the trigger, and it's going to be saved by Matt Scragg. Excellent job by Matt. The isolation shot right of the crease, and the Prep Saints still lead at 6-5. We're in the third period. As we said, the Saints have led 3 times by a score of 2. That's the largest lead of the game. Corona has yet to take the lead. And now a miscue with the stick, and that's going to result in a turnover. Kyle Brown getting the ground ball, and he'll try to race out. Looks like a trip. No call on the play. He picks it back up, and Corona's in business. Get it into their offensive box. Duvall, the pass. The swim move, broken up by some good inside crease defense, and it's kind of scooped out of there, raked out of there, out of the danger zone, out in front of the crease. 6-5 lead, the purple guys. The orange guys are the Corona del Sol Aztecs. Corona trying to clear it. De-sticked was Lynch. That's a Corona possession. Nice job by Zion as he races off the field. And now Patterson will get back to work here for the Aztecs as he backs in against 2 defenders. Viola on the defense. He's been defending him all day, and he's done an outstanding job. He's taking on one of the premier scorers in Arizona Lacrosse League, and probably will go down as at least one of the top 5 scorers of all time when it's all said and done, barring injury. He's already 3rd in all-time scoring is Duvall. A very creative move. He created space with his feet, changed the direction, and connects on a shot with 6:53 left to go here in the third. That's an unassisted shot by Duvall, his second goal of the game, and we're tied again. Our third tie of the contest. We're going to have a man-up situation here. This is going to be actually ruled a unsportsmanlike conduct. And this is non-releasable. Now you look down for a minute, and then as Corona just simply cannot connect with one another, Patterson's pass goes beyond the end line, and the Saints in a man-down situation. That's a big turnover for Corona. They had a chance to take their first lead of the game. And they'll send it all the way down, and a lot of times you'll see teams do that when they're a man down. Just go ahead and heave it down as far as you can go on the other end of the field. And the Aztecs look to gain possession here. Got one of those long stick defenders sending it back up. And this one bounces over the head of the intended receiver, and it goes out of bounds, and the Saints will have it. Saints may kill this penalty when all is said and done. Our next Arizona Lacrosse League game of the week. It should be a great game this year. Brophy has dominated the big rivalry they have had with Chaparral for so many years, the two most successful teams in league history. And that'll be on March 28th. Expect the web upload either the 29th or the 30th of March, and we'll have all the exciting play-by-play action. It's Chaparral and Brophy. You don't want to miss it. All the action right here on APN. The game is March 28th. So check the schedule for the times just to make sure there is no changes. And I believe that's going to be the Robbie Mayasich Cup, which they do every year. And it doesn't matter whether or not it's played at Chaparral or at Brophy. It's always the Robbie Mayasich Cup because Robbie had ties to both schools. Good defense by Francis over there. Both teams at full strength. Big left hand. And that went off the face of the goalie, and Matt Scragg, who's done a nice job in goal here, but it's a 6-6 tie as Patterson going to work. Of course, Jake's older brother, one of the great scorers. I mean, he probably had the strongest left I've ever seen of any player in Arizona history, I think. Flag down. Temper starting to build up here just a bit. These two teams did not face each other last year. Right now we've got some fans going at it. A little verbal exchange just below our broadcast location. Hopefully we don't have to get security over here to break that up. So a man advantage here as Notre Dame, who dodged a bullet, did not get scored upon when they were a man down cup about a minute and a half ago. Another unnecessary roughness penalty. This is releasable, 1 minute. And the Aztecs take the big shot. Patterson is turned away by Scragg on a tremendous save by the Notre Dame Saints goalie. And that preserves the 6-6 tie. Now Patterson intercepts it in midfield and quickly gets it ahead to Duvall. What a pass by Patterson, and what an acrobatic shot by Duvall, who has the hat trick. What a tremendous play, and it started with Patterson, and for the first time here today, the Corona del Sol Aztecs lead 7-6. What a sensational play. Shot taken, turned away. Ryan Henshaw has been impressive. Quickly up to Butters. Butters Going to need tough midfield defense, and Corona, I think, called the timeout. Yes, they did, or did they? Battery stepped out of bounds over there, and we're going to get an infraction here. Technical foul. And this is going against the Aztecs. They're going to rule that a delay of game. Well, I didn't see that, but the officials were a lot closer to the action than we were. And now the Saints with a chance to tie this thing up. This is the first time they have trailed all night long. So here in the third quarter, they have a man-up situation. And let's see if they can free up Spencer Stanton on a one-on-one. He dodges, he shoots, he's going to be turned away. And out of bounds, last touched. Well, that's going to be Corona's. I was going to say, that is the Aztecs' possession. So Aztec ball as they will try to bring it up out of their own half. And once again, the Saints need some good defense out of their midfield. And a nice job, a good collaboration. Stanton picks up the loose ball. He's got it. He's dodging. Left of the crease, and he shoots and he scores. Spencer Stanton went in strong. And for Stanton, his third goal, but the first since the first half. And he has tied it at 7 apiece. A very impressive play there. He got some help out at midfield by A.L.L, and they collaborated and made the stop. I believe that was on Butters, and forced the turnover, and Stanton almost unabated to the net. Pulled the trigger right of the crease, and he actually went pretty deep to get that shot off. So that came at the 2:37 mark as we approach the 2-minute mark here. And now let's see if the Saints can go back up, and they do. Beautiful, big right hand. That one by Cunnington. And Cunnington has his third goal of the game, and with lightning-like swiftness, the Notre Dame Prep Saints now lead at 8-7. What a ball game here from Haskell-Henshaw Stadium on the campus of Tempe's Corona del Sol High School. 8-7 Notre Dame here in the third. On our Arizona Lacrosse League on APN Encore Gamecast, presented by Auto Glass Perfection. Jeff Lowry back here, Tempe's Corona del Sol High School, as we are winding down to quarter number 4. Saints with an 8-7 lead. They have had 3 goals from 2 players in Cunnington and Stanton, Spencer Stanton. Of course, his younger brother, the freshman Quinn Stanton, on this team. It's like a 1-3-2 defense here. Here's Stanton going to work and coming out of X. Nicely done as he curled into the crease area and puts it into the back of the net. Stanton buries his 4th goal of the contest, and it's 9-7. Inside of the final minute of play here in period number 3. That last goal coming at the 51-second mark. And after Corona went up for the first time in the game, 9-7 on the Duvall from Patterson goal. That came back at the right around the 3-minute mark here in the third period. 3 unanswered goals by Notre Dame, 2 by Stanton, 1 by Will Cunnington, and they lead by 2 for the 4th time here tonight. Stanton trying to create here. Split dodge didn't work. Saints keep the possession on a nice ground ball. Now Cunnington, who may be looking for his 4th goal of the contest. Back out top. Shot taken. Not a bad attempt there by Will Lynch. And that'll take us to quarter number 4. With the score, Notre Dame 9. Home team, Corona 7. We'll be back with a fourth in just a moment. This is APN. Auto Glass Perfection is locally owned and operated and a proud sponsor of the Arizona Lacrosse League. For over 15 years, Auto Glass Perfection's passion is glass. Their focus is on your satisfaction and safety. Call 602-953-7876, or you can go to their website for more at agperfection.com. Well, we got a good one here as we start the fourth period. Notre Dame, who has led pretty much for the most part in this game. 9-7 is the Saints lead. The Saints come out in the all-purple uniforms with the gold trim, and obviously Corona in the orange tops. Corona took a 7-6 lead around the 3-minute mark there in the third quarter. And that was the only time they've led. We've had 3 ties. We've had Notre Dame regain the lead several times. But here to start the fourth period, they lead it by a score of 9-7. Stanton with 4 goals here for the Saints, who scored 106. Stanton, who scored 106 goals last year as a sophomore when Notre Dame went 12-4 under their first-year head coach Doug Lipska. These two teams did not play last year. 12-4 season for Notre Dame. And they are looking to add on to that lead. And the bounce feed, no good by Sapp. Brant Sapp, outstanding player. Probably noted more for his defensive midfield play. And now Stanton isolated one-on-one. Dominant hand, the right hand, and takes on 4 defenders, bounces off one, takes it to the hole. The cooker is hot. He gets that one between the pipes, and Stanton has 5 goals here tonight on the road at Corona del Sol. And with 10:42 left to go here in the fourth, it is a 10-7 lead for visiting Notre Dame. Face-offs, slight advantage here tonight as Patterson corrals it and takes a big left hand, falling down, and again turned away by Matt Scragg, who's done a great job here tonight, especially on Patterson. Patterson has been limited to 2 points on 2 goals here tonight. Coming in, averaged a little more than 6 points a game, 6.3 points a game coming into tonight for Jacob Patterson. So it is 10-7 in favor of the visiting Notre Dame Prep Saints, who are trying to move to 3-1 to start the season. They have had victories this year over the Vipers in overtime, 15-14. That was the opening night of the Arizona Lacrosse League action. And coming in and getting another goal, it's Will Lynch. 3 players on this Notre Dame team with a hat trick, and the biggest lead of the game at the 9:41 mark is 4. Saints have also beaten Pinnacle 6-5, lost in their last game 12-9 to Mountain Point. Corona comes in with a record of 1-2, but they have lost to 2 perennial powers. Gilbert 9-8. They lost to Brophy 10-5. And their only victory came at the hands of the Glendale Vipers. That was an 11-9 victory, and I believe that was their last game. So you're kind of up to date on the seasons of both these teams. Of course, Jacob Patterson leading the way offensively. He's got a couple of scores and assists here tonight. Sauerland has a goal for Corona. Duvall has 3 goals for the Aztecs. Trailing by 4, make it 3. Patterson hooking up that time, and it is now 11-8. That comes at the 9-11 mark. Patterson finds Duvall, and for Duvall, his 4th goal. So I'll tell you, some A couple of players on both sides beefing up their statistics in this game. Patterson picks up his second. I got him down for 2 assists so far. And it's an 11-8 lead. So the Notre Dame Saints, who have led by as many as 4, the lead is now 3 at 11-8. Inside of 9 minutes left to go. Patterson trying to create, trying to look. He's, as many shots as he takes, he does tend to pass a lot too. And, when you've got 13 goals and 6 assists, you're doing something right. And he is one of the top players. And I'm not sure what in the world that was. They're going to rule that a shot attempt. Fans over here saying that was a pass. I think it was a shot. I think that was the old behind the neck, behind the head, the old backbreaker shot. So the Aztecs still trailing by 3. We're in the fourth quarter. This is a pivotal game as Scragg comes through with another save for the Saints, and they'll try to clear it out of their own half. Good defense, pushed him out of play, and the Aztecs have it. Jacob Weber coming up with a monster defensive play. Let's see if Corona can turn it into a point and cut that deficit down to 2. Jared Duvall works it over out of X, spins, takes the left-handed shot. He's got 5 of them tonight. His 5th goal for Duvall, unassisted, and it's 11-9, 7:38, 4th period action. I'll tell you, this junior who brings 6 years of lacrosse experience to the Aztecs, he has been sensational. He did not score in the first half. I'm sorry, he did score. He had 1 goal in the first half, but he has scored 4 in the second half, and now the Saints want a counter. And the contested shot by Cunnington goes beyond the end line. Well, Duvall, we were talking about his 5 goals. He's looking to go to Providence after his senior year of high school. They're hoping that they will continue to improve. They feel, this Corona team feels like they've got a chance to make it to state this year. They think this could be their year. The way Duvall and Patterson, you got Patterson and you got Rhett Butters and some of the other outstanding players on this team, Sauerland. Who knows? The 1-2 start doesn't help as the shot taken is wide by Notre Dame. Fourth period action, and the rain's starting to come down pretty hard now. And Corona, can they corral this one? No. Fine job by Ryan Henshaw. 11-9 Saints are in the purple. They're the visiting team. Coming to you from Corona del Sol High School. Nice job. Butters, there's nothing he can't do on a lacrosse field as the defender. And Duvall, who has 5 goals. Stanton for Notre Dame has 5 goals to lead the way. Lynch has 3 for Notre Dame, and so does Will Cunnington. Patterson with 2. Shot, no good. Restart Corona, who has trailed by as many as 4. Out of X, Patterson looking, taking the left hand. He got denied by Matt Scragg. And Corona hustling for the ball in the corner pocket with 5.5 on the clock. As the rain continues to come down. Coming down, you can look at the light standard out there on the far side of the track. And you can see that rain as we widen out. It's coming down pretty good. It's a light rain. It's a little more than a drizzle. Bounce feed, and he got that one to go. How about that? An impressive goal by Logan Horvath. And Horvath's goal comes with 5:14 to go here in the fourth. Folks, we got a brand new ball game at 11-10. They battle for the face-off possession, which has been The advantage has been 10-7 in favor of Corona tonight, looking to tie this thing up. And that was just outstanding heads-up defense by the Saints. Boy, I'll tell you what, Will Siemens on that last dodge there by Corona probably kept this game 1 point advantage for the Notre Dame Saints with that defense. A little stick check, pried the ball loose. And now the Saints, they need a score. They need a score in a big way now. They were up 11-7. You wonder sometimes you get up a big lead like that, you got 9 minutes left to go. It's kind of human nature sometimes to just pull off the throttle. Big ground ball by Butters back in, shoot, I can't see the number back there. My apologies. Butters is up here towards midfield. Corona, good job getting that one up. Ocasio, who's already scored, and he tied it up. What a sensational and clutch play by the Corona del Sol Aztecs. The sophomore, Connor Locasio. And we're all tied up.
Ooh, but now I'm getting like...
Wow, 11-11. What a ball game we have seen here tonight from Haskell-Henshaw Stadium. Here's Duvall with 5 goals. Moving left, and then he pulls the trigger and finds the promised land. 5 unanswered goals by Corona. Duvall, his 6th of the night, coming at the 3:29 mark here in the 4th period. And Notre Dame, for the first time, trails. Since they trailed 7-6, it's 12-11. What a second half for the junior Jared Duvall, who came in here, had 4 points coming into the game. In the first 3 games, he's already got 6 goals to lead all scorers here tonight. Second lead of the contest for Corona. Now Stanton, he's got 5 of his own here. He worms his way through, and now we'll reset it as he gets back of X. And the big left, and another big score. Stanton finds Will Lynch. And we're tied at 12. 2:51 left to play. Who wants it the most? Stanton kind of lured the defense into a false sense of security. Kind of glided over to X and then turned around, and the quick stick goal puts the Saints back in a 12-12 tie against the team, the Corona del Sol Aztecs. Elia. Can he get to the crease? He tried to underhand it in, and it is not. It's going to be denied by Henshaw. Boy, the tension growing here as Rhett Butters will restart, the all-star from last year, and the team captain for the Corona del Sol Aztecs. 12-12 tie. They challenge the ball. And almost turned over. Hold on a minute. We're adjusting a lot of rain up here. We're trying to adjust our umbrella situation here, and now I think we're set to go here. We're inside of 2 minutes left to play. Aztecs took a 12-11 lead. Then Stanton found Will Lynch. Lynch's 4th goal, and it's tied at 12. Corona with a shot, and they will retain the possession thanks to some outstanding hustle. Getting back to that end line as the shot was taken by the Aztecs, and here they go again. 12-12 tie. And I'll tell you what, the next team that scores will probably win it. Patterson had an open man out there in the lane, and boy, I'll tell you what, he comes up with that clean-handed. That might have been a big-time game-winning score for Corona. So the Aztecs have their chance, and they'll come back to that play if they don't win this game, or if they send it into overtime. Now the Saints. Elia will reset now. Oh, I thought maybe he was going to pull the trigger. I think he should have taken that shot. He had the defender, Zion, who had slipped. Inside a minute. Saints looking to take the lead. And we're going to get that's going to go against Corona. The shot, no good. Let's see what the foul is. That's going to go against the Aztecs. Unnecessary roughness. Boy, that could not have come at a worse time. So an unnecessary roughness call will give the Saints. We're going to get a Corona timeout with 49 seconds left to play. All right, Jeff Lowry back here from Corona del Sol High School, our A.L.L. Game of the Week, brought to you by APM Video and Auto Glass Perfection. 12-12 tie. This is a pivotal game because these two teams, I think, very evenly matched, at least on paper, at least in this game, since we're 12-12 here and late in the fourth. And now the Saints in a man-up situation, and we're going to get another unnecessary roughness. And so Corona will continue the half man down. Wow. They're going to be double man down for a few seconds here for the next 20 seconds. Fourth quarter action, and the rain is coming down. Our game time temperature, 59 degrees. Saints can win it here in the last 20 seconds, but can they get a shot off? Corona bearing down. They only have 4 defenders against the 6 offense of the Notre Dame Saints. Good passing. And the drop pass, Corona, I think, is going to dodge the bullet here. They clear it to midfield. The Saints had a golden opportunity, and it's 12-12 as we head to overtime. This is APN Sports. Well, we've seen 4 outstanding quarters of play, and now it will all be settled in a 4-minute overtime. It is sudden death. First one who scores wins it. And the Saints win an all-important face-off here to start overtime. 12-12 tie. Saints have led most of this game. But it's the score at the end of the game when the zeros are up. That's the only thing that matters. And now the Saints take the first shot of overtime, and it is no good. A big left by Will Lynch. Why not? He has had 4 goals here tonight. And by the way, Corona comes out still in a man disadvantage, man down situation. Second shot, and that one was turned away, and that was Patterson who got the stick on Will Lynch and disrupted that shot. So 0 for 2 here in overtime. 12-12 tie. First one who scores wins. And here's the dodge. And Stanton, who scored on that exact same play back in the third, and it looked like it may have hit the pipe. Nonetheless, it's turned away, and now the Aztecs with a chance to win this game. Patterson gets it into the box. He wants to set up a play, as Corona will definitely settle for a possession-style offense here. Timeout on the field. 12-12 tie. 2:42 left to play here in the first overtime period. All right, so Corona on the restart. Saints, if they want to win this game, they cannot allow Corona to score. It's first who scores, first wins. First one to score wins. Duvall, who has 6 goals here tonight, 5 of which are in the second half. 12-12 tie. Coming up on the 2-minute mark. The ball comes loose. Who's got it? Crease violation. Corona. Saints with a chance to win it if they can take it the length of the field. Daniel Francis. And he has been outstanding and clears, and he's going to do it for the Saints. 12-12 tie. We're in overtime. Inside of 2 minutes left to play. Francis came in with 13 ground balls, and I would imagine he's got to be somewhere around 20 after tonight's effort. He'll race off. They'll settle in. And now Will Cunnington, who's had a big game here tonight. He will set the offense. Actually, he's going to give it up to Brant Sapp, who has checked in, a midfielder. And now Cunnington out of X. Good defense there. Starts to dodge, works it out to Sapp. Sapp swims through one defender, pulls the trigger. He's got it. It's a game winner. And here in overtime, the Notre Dame Saints have defeated the Corona del Sol Aztecs. Final score here, 13-12. Notre Dame goes to 3-1. What an instant classic here on APN Sports in our Arizona Lacrosse League Game of the Week. Brant Sapp, the senior, is the hero here tonight as he hits the shot with 1:08 left to go here in the fifth quarter, and it's 13-12. Brant Sapp and Daniel Francis, a big win over a tough Corona team. Walk us through that game-winning shot. Was it a set play, or did you simply ad-lib?
Not really. We just kind of brought it down to X, I guess, and I was the lucky one to get it. The real hero is number 5, who passed it to me, and this guy for getting all the ground balls today.
And that big clear at the end?
Yep, very good. Yep.
You know, Corona's been one of those outstanding teams down through the years. When you beat a quality team like this, what does it do for your confidence?
It's great. It helps us because that is a great team. And number 17 was just an animal. You can play lacrosse. But it helps a lot. We defended them well. We played well on attack and offense, and just a great game.
Well, now looking ahead to the rest of the season, what are the team goals?
Just to play as hard as we can, hopefully come out, no more losses, and if not, just playoffs.